hopefully I'm live on YouTube and it doesn't lock my computer up like it did last time.
My computer runs NR a lot better than it does Wreckfest or iRacing.
Yeah, I mean you can run this on I was running this on an old laptop before I got a lower end gaming PC.
Yeah.
Newer mods or too many large car files or certain tracks might be a struggle for me, but for the most part it's good.
Like if we race next gens at Daytona or something like that, it would be
with all the pit stalls turned on. Yeah, and mine does not like the front straightaway then.
To your cars.
All right, good luck in qualifying, guys. Sorry, I forgot to look about bonus points. Hold on. There is 1 point bonus for pole and 1 point for
Okay, here comes your first time lap. One more lap. All right, there's the checkered flag.
Well, it turns out spinning through turn 4 is not fast.
Good lap, Adam.
Thanks. All right, we'll run out happy hour again. Practice your pitting just to make sure you know where your stall is. Quick drivers meeting because we've all done this before. Cautions are turned on for manuals, so if it's a multiple car deal, be sure to call it out so I know to throw the caution. I can't always see it, so please be clear that there should be a caution. Again, that's only if it's multi-car. If you get into someone and he spins out but you keep driving, that's still a multi-car. But if somebody does a complete self-spin all by themselves and they don't get hit or anything, we'll stay green, just to keep cautions down. Normal stuff, single file restarts, no passing into 1, race it out after you come out of turn 2, so no dive bombs or anything going into 1. I will do lucky dogs for anybody not on the lead lap as long as they are not the cause of the caution. We'll do waiver rounds, so you should see in your text or whatever, or I'll just tell you when to pass low and do a quick lap and just pick up the tail end of the field. If you're the cause of the caution, you got into somebody and you want to own up to it, you can go to the back by going through the pits, rolling through, and if other people pit, just make sure you speed. That'll restart you at the back of the pack. That would be appreciated. Anything else about tonight's race? Oh, cautions, just to be clear. If we get to lap, once we get to lap like 10 or 15, I'll make the judgment call and let you guys know if we're going to do a competition caution or not. So pretty much once we get to lap 15, we'll decide the next caution will most likely be the competition caution. So if we get a caution at like 2025, I won't throw a competition one at halfway. Still probably need to pit again throughout the race, but just to kind of keep it, if we go a long green run all the way to the halfway, we're going to throw a caution. Any questions?
None here.
What's the square root of pi?
Keep it under 40. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
I was just asking. He asked any questions, so I asked a question.
It's math, I feel challenged.
If for any reason you find yourself pitting under green, please watch your F2 to see if anybody's coming when you're exiting the pits and announce or text pit exit, that kind of stuff. Just because that is a kind of a weird spot coming out of 4 there. And just hug the wall when you come over. Good question. I think it's 40. Check it right now.
Keep it under 40. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
40 and 3,500.
Go, go, go!
Thanks again, guys, for racing. Just another reminder, next week is the Frostbite 250 Enduro. The week after that is Tournament of Destruction, the final one of the point series for that. And then I am thinking of what to do just throughout the summer months, you know, once every month or every 3 weeks. Not weekly racing on Tuesdays, but just something to keep us using it throughout the summer. I'm going to do some form of an AI series. So whether it be sportsman cars or late models, fixed setup with about 10 or 15 AI cars running the series with us. And not like a in the way, you can bump them out of the way kind of thing. No, we're actually racing with them.
Just don't use the Enduro guys. They're horrible.
No, I got the idea with like maybe doing the Cars Tour car set that like Ron Fox has released and stuff, like using an actual car set that has raced. But I just don't know if I want to do sportsman and use like the CRA cars. I don't know. I'll figure that out in the next month or so.
Warm up is over. Come on in.
I think it would be cool to run them vintage pick-em-up trucks.
They're cool. I just don't know what to do with them.
I could always make like paints off of real trucks.
Drivers, to your cars.
We're waiting on the rest of the field.
Drivers, start them engines!
My announcer on my car set just passed a kidney stone.
Get ready now. Going green. Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green!
Can you wait on the first lap in this one?
Car outside. Clear, car outside. You're in fifth. Stay low. Clear. Outside. Clear. Clear outside. Outside. Clear.
Whatever the next caution is, will be our competition cautions. 50 laps, be for sure.
Here comes the leader. Here comes the leader. Car inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear. We got trouble in turn one. Your right front tire is wearing out.
One or two.
It's still in.
Car inside. Clear inside.
It takes a few laps for your tires to go down again. Yeah, I spun out 3 and 4, and that's how I got lapped before.
Yeah, I touched the double strips and cross barrel.
Outside. Clear outside. Inside. Clear. Here comes the leader. Inside. Clear inside.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Five laps, I'll take the caution.
You blew a tire. Inside. Clear inside.
Blow a tire.
Inside. Clear inside. The yellow flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line. Inside. Clear. Inside. Pit road is closed. Clear inside. Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line. Oh man, they're showing us a black flag. You're dropping debris out there. We gotta fix it to clear that black flag. Stay behind the 80 car.
Looks like,
Pit road is now open.
Genuine
We can't pit
laps
this
down.
time by. We're not on the lead lap.
Black flag me.
Limit 40.
Debris
Keep
too,
it
'cause I blew
under
a tire.
3,500 in seconds.
oh, that'll probably just make you restart at the back.
Pass the pace car. The pace cars in turn 1. We'll give you a half a can of fuel. You entered a closed pit. Okay, you've got to go to the end of the longest line. Go, go, go! Limit 40. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The pace cars in turn 2. The pace cars in turn 1. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Almost missed the exit.
Stay behind the 20 car. Stay on the end of the pacing line. You didn't exit the pit safely. Okay, you've got to go to the end of the longest line.
Alright, do a lap. 10.
Sorry.
You gotta stop running into me, David.
Do a lap, David.
20 car.
Where do you see that, Ken? Did I get you earlier?
No, like in
Pass
the pits
the
we had a
20
little
car.
bit of complication.
We're going green next time by.
Yeah,
Stay
I
on
know
the
both
end
of
of the
those
longest
things.
line.
My
Stay
fault.
behind the 65 car on the outside line. Stay on the end of the longest line. Wait, we're not going green. Repeat, no green. There's an accident in turn 1.
Caution extended just because I see like barely anybody behind me yet.
Yeah, I spun out again.
Told me to
We're
get
going
behind
green
you,
next time by.
Adam.
Stay on the end of the longest line. Pass the 20 car.
Denny, go low and do a lap. And do a lap.
You might need to extend it real quick.
Wait, we're not going green. Repeat, no green.
That was awesome.
I don't think I've ever seen the pace car slam the wall.
We're going green next time by. Stay on the end of the longest
Got
line.
the call on the radio to turn the lights back on. Lost focus.
Reminds me of the Phoenix Championship last year.
Denny and Andrew, looks like you guys will catch us just in time.
Get ready now. Going green. Green, green, green! Inside. Still there. Clear.
Black flag won't blow.
I'll get you. And I'll get you guys both a lap manually because I don't think that worked at that time.
I'm on the lead lap.
Yeah, you and David worked. I think the other two, because they were pitting longer, it didn't work.
Here comes the leader. Car inside. Clear. Car inside. Clear inside. Here comes the leader. Inside. Clear. Car inside. Clear. Inside. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Still there. Clear outside. Car outside. Clear. We got just 10 more to go. Here comes the leader. Inside, just 5 more to go. Clear. Inside. Clear. Just 2 to go. White flag, 1 more lap to go.
Good one, Chris. I was hoping you'd return
There's the
favor and
flag.
make a couple
It's
little mistakes
over.
like I did.
Great job, buddy.
Last 20 laps or so, this thing got so close.
God damn it!
Ooh, I was watching the relative there. How'd that happen?
The race is over. Come on
He was
in.
racing super hard every single lap.
Yeah, he was right behind me the whole time with like 10 or 15 to go. He finally got around me, and then he made a mistake with like 3 or 2 to go, coming off of 4, and I got by him.
Limit 40. Keep it under 3,500 in second.
Hard in 4, and he got under me. Damn, that was intense.
Yeah.
You want to line up on the front stretch, Ken?
Oh yeah, sure.
All I had to do was not mess up.
It was really cool getting, while you guys were racing so close for third, you know, giving us room like that and stuff, but I was kind of hoping that would be more advantageous to me. All right, everybody turn your wheels to the left. Thank you.
Only 4 laps down this time. I'm getting better.
That was, I could tell you were suffering on tires there. I didn't realize you were that bad off in that first one. That's why I was like, ooh, if I knew you were about to blow a tire, we could have done a caution a lap sooner, but it really didn't make that big of a difference.
Nah, I just rode it out as far as I could. I got it on lap 37. It was 37 for me. I think I was already 2 laps down at that point. And I tried to go out to lap 50, but it blew out about lap 47, I think.
Yeah, as I was lapping you, all of a sudden, I could tell it looked different. You know, like your right side dropped down and you went straight to the wall. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think it's because I nicked the wall once, and I think when you run down on those too far on the bottom there, it does something to your tires. Because I didn't do that at all in practice, and I was able to go 53 laps.
Yeah, my whole setup felt different after from practice to racing. I don't know what happened.
It could be that if you had a certain setup in practice, and then there's a spot where you can like pre-designate setups. If a different setup was in the race slot, it probably switched your setup before the race.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I had all of them at race. They're all the same one.
I do. I never use the designated ones. I just always do current. That's the only one I ever mess with.
Yeah, just to avoid that. One time I think oh, no, what? No, that never happened. That was really common in iRacing though, where people always forget to add fuel back into their car. It's kind of funny.
I think I
Damn,
celebrated
Ken,
harder
that's
getting
all the burnout.
third than Chris did winning.
Oh yeah, that was a really good race.
Yeah,
That was a
lot
fun
of
battle for third.
Yeah, that was insane. It was every single lap. There was not... And then it was like, I finally got past you and I was like, oh, okay. You know, I clearly had the faster car, so I'm just going to drive away with it. And I almost wonder if slipstream kind of made a difference, or if it was how cooked my tires were from passing you. Because you have to heat your tires up to make a pass when you're that close speed-wise.
Pretty sure like drafting doesn't make a difference on short tracks, like the way that the track designation is in the setup file.
You wouldn't think so.
No, and so it's probably one of two things. One, tires, you maybe use them up a little bit, but two, honestly, I'm always faster following someone.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was like I was very comfortable following it, just wasn't faster enough to actually pass. But then once I passed him, yeah, I remember Donnie Reavers talking about that, and why he didn't like Raceway's actual racing for late models, because it said you have to heat the tires up too much to do any passing. So as soon as you get past someone, they just get you back. Which I always thought was ironic, hearing that from Donnie Reavers, who probably never got past more than a dozen times on that track in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Last 10 years of him racing there, but
one of the four guys that was dominant there, yeah.
Yeah. But still, like, it kind of felt like that, where, like, I think I just had to, a couple corners, push it in really hard, and that's finally what got me past him, and then, yeah, it was kind of skating around, and then the last couple laps, it was like being on ice. I'm sure he was having the same experience, but...
Oh, I'm doing, like, chase view from Ken, and from, like, lap 95 to now he's under you with, like, a lap to go. You were both sideways and sliding through each turn.
Yeah. I'm on 70 right now, and there we just both... I think one of us would get a little loose, and the other one would, and the lap, when everyone started lapping each other, I was trying to come out of it in the same configuration it started in, to not, you know, obviously I wanted to follow Adam and get past Ken that way, but I was kind of like, I don't know if that's... I
was actually watching my mirror to see if any of you guys used that, you know, as an opportunity.
It would have worked, because I would have, if I had an opportunity to just pin it down right behind you, and I was like, I don't know, that seems kind of dirty.
Adam, I learned a lot about how to run around tracks, just watching you in practice, running behind you in practice, and I'd run your lines, and I did good. So if I just learn the way you do, I think I'll be a lot better when I'll
tell you, like the Monday nights that I raced with SMO, like, I don't know, the first, I was so off the pace, so I would do that. I'd do a bunch of practice, and then I would ride along with one of the fast, you know, one or two guys that were turning the fast laps in practice. I'd go find their fast lap and just watch replays of it, just to try to learn some. Or, just like you said, you get out behind them in practice, and next thing you know, you're picking up the time.
Yeah, maybe this time next year, or within 5 years, maybe I'll be good, but I don't know. But at least I'm improving from last time, so that's a plus in my book.
And just keep coming back. That's eventually doesn't happen overnight.
And try not to use my tires up. I think I got a little excited when Andrew got behind me, and then I was close to Ken, and I was ready to pass him. I said, I better wait. And I think I used up my tires. I think that's where I used up all my tires trying to pass on the inside. And I said, I was better just back off, but it's already too late. I'd already used all my tires up.
It was a pretty fun track as far as tire wear, just because I was still hitting like 15 threes late in that second run, trying to keep up with Chris. And with when I heard 5 to go, I turned a couple really hot laps and I think I picked up a couple tenths on him. I was getting excited, but those 2 laps probably raised my temps another 15 degrees, and then the last 2 laps were junk because of it. So it was pretty fun just to manage that.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like this track because of tire management. I think it's one we need to race every year if we continue the series type thing.
I don't disagree. I'll remember it. I hate the curb though.
I got lucky and didn't do that. I didn't get down on those bumpy things, and when I got down on those, that's when my tires started to wear out.
I kept practicing, and I kept hitting the curves, and then I kept it a little higher, but mine would just jump loose all of a sudden. It's like, what the heck?
I'm watching the 3 of us, for as hard as we raced for 50 laps, I don't think any of us touched, other than when we were getting around Denny, I checked up, because I guessed wrong on where Denny would go, and then I kind of got a little tap. But other than that, there was no running into each other to try to move each other. I don't think we could have. I think someone would have been backwards if that happened.
Oh yeah, especially on those corners. Just a slight tap and somebody would have been around.
Yeah, but that's fun racing. We could be back and forth and race that hard and stay clean the whole time.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. Usually I don't like late model racing, but that was pretty fun.
Some tracks are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you gotta find someone your speed, which is something I usually fail to do, because most of the late model racing I've actually done well in is on iRacing, and it's only because I roll around a 1/5 of a second off the pace, but then 90% of the field racks out, and that's how I finish up front. But that's just iRacing.
I actually have the same in other NASCAR 2003 leagues. I do one on Thursday and Sundays, and there's always pile-ups in the front. It's just like, okay.
Yeah. Funny how that works. I remember that on iRacing specifically, like going up in the dirt series, up and asphalt, any ovals, up to higher series, you think you're gonna get just absolutely toasted, and like the better drivers, yeah, they are faster than you, but as far as like average finish position, winning is harder, but you're like finishing top 5s is not harder because you're just waiting for everyone else to wreck. Just don't get caught in it. And it's interesting that the same people are always complaining, about everyone else wrecking, but I don't know how I could do 100, 200 races and only get caught in a couple. And every time it happened, I would say it was my fault. I do this karting league, and it's me and my cousin are usually the couple fastest, except he runs so hard. Every turn that I'm ahead of him, I just know it's coming. He's slamming me up the track, and then I do it back because he does it, and it's just the most aggressive thing ever. So this kind of racing's a fun refresher.